Running a brokerage is hard work, so whether you're focused on building your own sales pipeline, hiring the best agents, leveling up your team's production, or protecting the culture you've built, you're in the right place. Real estate brings the challenges, and we share the solution. Welcome to the show dedicated to broker entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Brokerpreneur Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Brokerpreneur Podcast. I am Dr. Ben Spears, the Doctor of Flow, and I'm here with the big guy as usual, Matt Vine. What's up, Matt?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Doing good. Thanks for asking, Dr. Ben.
Yeah, how did I guess?
Yeah.
Matt, we got a big show. We're going to talk about, an extra, what do you call those? An extra bullet point on our show notes versus the other ones. So we're going to see what's up. Tell everybody what we're talking about today.
So we're going to talk about continuing education, right?
Okay.
And the importance of using it for recruiting. Okay.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, because if we were just going to have an episode about continuing education, probably like our lowest rating
ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll tell a joke, and that way this will get our highest rating ever.
Okay. Man.
But I'm going to tell the joke after you intro, right?
So, okay. Yeah. Sure. Awesome, guys. Make sure that wherever you're listening, hit that follow and subscribe button. But the biggest way that you can support our channel is slap that. I've heard that a couple times. Slap that thumbs up button. That tells the algorithm that, gosh, we're making some good content, pushes us up whenever other people are searching for how to recruit more real estate agents. So, Matt, tell us your joke.
So I was in a restaurant, and they actually had Wookiee on the menu.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was a little chewy.
Yeah, I like it, man. Way to go.
I've been holding on to
a little chewy.
That's right. I've been holding on to that one for a while.
That's pretty good.
I feel at this point I should have held on to it longer.
It's all about delivery, man.
It is all about delivery.
I like it, though. My kids are going to love that joke. Yep. I can't wait to tell them that I made it up.
Yep, good.
So, continuing ed, right? Mm-hmm. But with a recruiting twist to it. Yep. I want to keep adding that every time we say those words.
Right.
I have on here, to set a calendar.
Yep. So let me say this before we get to that part.
Okay.
Everybody, when I say continuing ed or set a calendar or something like that, they're like, yeah, Matt, right, I get it. I understand. Absolutely, it should be done, or yes, I need to get that done, or whatever. Okay, screw all that. Is it done?
Yeah.
We're the beginning of December. Your calendar for next year for training should be done.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole year?
For the whole year. So you can do it 6 months at a time if you want to do it 6 months at a time. And keep in mind, something comes up, right? Like this lawsuit stuff. You weren't going to say, okay, well, the lawsuit happened, so I'm going to train on that next year because it'll give me time to prepare. That's not what I'm saying, right? You work that in, all that kind of stuff, okay? And so speaking of lawsuit really quickly, we've got a great sprint page with some information. Mm-hmm. If you're a broker and you want to kind of know what's going on with the lawsuit, just reach out to us. You can put a comment or whatever you need to, and we'll make sure that we get you the sprint page. It's got a ton of resources on it, things you can talk about in a sales meeting without having to be the expert. There's some recordings of conversations we've had with people that have been beneficial. There's podcasts. Links on there that were really good podcasts. So there's a bunch of resources, and we update it as new things are coming in. So If anybody wants that, just reach out to us and we'll get it to you. And it's the broker perspective. That's important to say.
Yes.
It's a broker's perspective so that you're really comfortable having an agent conversation.
Yeah.
So first of all, have your calendar set. Right. So absolutely 100% have your calendar set. And everybody knows that should be done at least 6 months, probably should be the year tentatively. Make the adjustments as you need to make the adjustments. So what do you put on that calendar? Right. Okay. So we think that there's 4 core parts to an agent running their business. Right. It doesn't matter what we think. You as the broker, you should be choosing what it is that you and your brokerage stands for, and what makes a great agent, what makes them awesome in your environment, what makes them as productive as possible. That's the things you should be training on. Okay. Yeah. We say it all the time. If somebody is using 60% of the capacity of their CRM, they're going to double their income.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so one of the things that has to be on there are things like that. Okay, if you want agents to stay longer, I promise we'll get to the recruiting part in a second. If you want agents to stay longer, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have training that is teaching them to use the things that your company uses. Okay.
Yep.
And okay, so let's talk about recruiting for just a second.
Okay.
How many people use the same CRM out there? I could say the names of CRMs, 4 or 5 of them, and like 80% of our listeners would have them or have experience with them. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. But with that being the case, how many of the agents in all of those offices are using those to that capacity? Okay.
20%.
Right, to that 60% capacity.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean that once next year you should plan to have a KB core class? Absolutely freaking not. That is not what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. 8 times next year you should plan on having a KB core class.
If you have KB core.
If you have KB core, of course.
Yeah.
So now you understand how to do it. You have those classes. You use that in recruiting. You're going to have a conversation with an agent and they're going to say, oh yeah, well my broker provides KB core too. And most of the time brokers go, oh crap, I thought that was something that, really helped me stand out. And you want to stand out? Teach them how to use it. Because that is what's not happening.
Yeah.
Put that training in place so that you're teaching your people how to use that. And now when you have a conversation with a co-op with somebody and you're talking about whatever, hey, thanks for doing a great job with Ben. I love that and everything. By the way, I was talking to Ben. He was excited about how well you guys work together. We've got a class. Do you all use KB Core? We've got a class that's going to talk about how to use your newsletter to get business. As a matter of fact, that transaction that Ben just did was from a buyer that he got from KB Core.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing is going through how to leverage that. You're welcome to join into that class.
Yeah. What was that thing Kathy did? Like she actually brought in a KV core specialist or something.
Yeah, she brought in a KB core specialist. Absolutely. And she invited people in the market that were using KB core, right? So that's what you do. You set that kind of training up. Okay.
Yep.
Now, in that situation, that scenario that I just gave, if I'm that other agent, even if I don't go, I'm still like, wait a minute.
That's pretty cool.
Wait a minute.
I'm thinking about it.
The agent that the transaction went smooth with, we were both professional, got somebody from KB Core. Can't remember the last time I got somebody from my CRM like that.
Yep.
And this dude trained them enough, or this gal trained them enough so that they're getting business out of it, but he's still training them to get more.
Yeah.
All of that, whether they like it or not, is being absorbed into their agent brain.
Yeah.
Man, how much of that do they have to have when they finally get sideways with their broker before they call you out of the blue and say, hey, I went to that training, a year and a half ago with you and Ben's still crushing it and all that kind of stuff. I'm pissed at my broker. I'd love to sit down and talk to you. Happens all the time. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
But the only way you do that is by renting space in their head. And a great way to do that is with training.
Yeah.
Good training.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I want to first of all tell everybody that they're welcome, right? All the listeners out there, because Matt was like, you should have your 12 months of your training done next, and you saw how I slipped that in for you guys. I was like, man, 12 months, and then he was like, well, at least 6 months. See, I was negotiating for you guys, right? Right? We got to look out for each other here. So the next item on our menu here says communicate to your agents.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dr. Ben here. I hope you're enjoying this episode. If sometimes you feel overloaded or alone when it comes to building your brokerage, I want you to know that we are here for you. There's so much support available to agents, but hardly any dedicated to brokers. I want to personally invite you to schedule a complimentary strategy call where Matt will help you build a 3-step profitability plan that will immediately produce results. This is not a sales pitch. There's no obligation. Simply click the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the show.
Yeah. So attendance in classes, right? Okay. So if you've listened to, so we also have, we do some masterminds on Thursdays that are geared towards real estate agents. Any real estate agent is welcome to come to it. Brokers are welcome to come to it. If you're interested, let us know. But it's focused on agents, okay?
Yes.
And it's focused on helping agents get better at their business. One of the things that we talk about, every opportunity I can talk about because it's so crucial in an agent's business, is them understanding the difference between marketing and promotion.
Yep.
Marketing is you put something out there to a large group of people, you hope it gets in front of them, you hope it gets somebody's attention, and you do it so often that hopefully you're rolling over enough people that all of a sudden they act, right? There's some awareness there and then engagement and all that kind of stuff. Promotion is very active, very focused, very targeted.
Yes.
Okay. And so you have a group of agents in your office. You know exactly who they are. Do not market your classes to them. If you're not having good attendance in your training classes, it is because you're marketing them and not promoting them.
Yeah, makes all sense.
So make sure that you are promoting those classes, or you're teaching crappy classes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe your classes are no good, one, or maybe the content of the classes are no good, two, or maybe it's both of those things, three. Okay?
Yeah.
Or you're teaching the same thing everybody else is teaching.
Yeah.
Right. So if we had a class every week over the past 5 weeks about the Sitzer-Burnett lawsuit,
Yep.
nobody would be in it, and rightfully so, because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And there is a bunch of content on. That's why we put a page on it that has it all in one place.
Yep.
There's a bunch of content out there about it, and just adding more of that same, it just becomes noise.
Yeah.
Right. And so your classes can't be noise. Your classes have to be focused on something that is helping them drive their business forward. Keep them short, keep them concise, and give them an action, a bullet step or an action point.
Yeah, I like that. Sorry, I got the
yawnsies?
I got the yawns. My brain's like, give me more oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So you made a great point about how all brokers have terrible classes.
Okay, is that what it's saying?
That's why I'm just putting words.
So
in
he's
you.
protecting y'all, and okay, I see where we're at today.
So what we want to get people to do on this next one is get your agents to share, and you write the word expose.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right? So they're supposed to just go out there and be like, man, my broker's got the worst classes.
Right. Once your classes are good,
Yeah.
and once there is and something's being effective with those, you want to get them out there and share. This is how I would get them. This is how I would share them. Use a testimonial from your agent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you have a class, when you get done with that class, walk up to one of the people that raised their hand a lot and you answered a lot of questions, and your favorite agent to answer questions for, because they're always taking it the right way and they're being actionable with it and everything. Walk up to them with your camera and hand somebody else the camera and say, hey, point at the two of us, and I'm going to ask them a question really quick, and you're going to turn and look at the person and say, hey, Ben, do you mind if I ask, we just finished up a class on KB Core. Do you mind if I kind of ask, what was your favorite part? Oh, I love it. Go ahead.
Putting in a contact.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Way to be exciting, man. So let's say whatever he says, it's great, and it was this and it was that. Here's the part that most people don't do that they should. Okay, They say, great, thank you. Let's do another one. Great, let's do another one. Great, let's do another one. And get 3 or 4 of them and say, hey, we just, you just learned how to put a contact in, and there was a bunch of people in the class. Was the class fun today? And they're going to say, oh, it was such a good time. And, I always love it when you this, and I always love it when you that. Now, all of a sudden, you have 3 or 4 really quick clips.
Yeah.
That are of you being the instructor asking an attendee what they liked about it. So the next time you get ready to have a class, take one of those clips and say, here's a clip from our last class. You're not going to want to miss this class on how to add contacts to KB Core or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then you put that clip, and that's what you share with your agents. And you say, hey, Ben, do you mind sharing this with a few people? Ben's going to go, hell yeah, I'll share it. That's me looking cool, right?
Yeah.
And so now Ben goes out and shares it with some of his agents. Well, if you have 3 or 4 of your agents sharing that with 5 or 6 agents that they know, what do you think is going to happen on the attendance to your classes?
Yeah.
Now let's say that you've got, an agent that's too cool for school, comes into one of the classes, never comes into your training, but comes into class because they got to bring a closing check in, and a class is going on, and there's 5 or 6 of your agents in there, and then 4 or 5 agents from other companies in there, and everybody's laughing, having a good time, and the class is going well. What are they going to think? What am I missing?
Yeah. Maybe I should go back to school since I was too cool for school.
Right,
That's
maybe.
what they're going to think.
Yeah, I don't think you and I are on the same page sometimes with what we.
No, that's it. I'm just out here for the humor, guys.
I hear you. Just out here for the chewy jokes.
Yeah, exactly. You started it with a joke, man.
I hear you.
Sorry, you lit the fire.
I got you.
You were the spark. So, yeah, I love it. Now, I love this last one because it's one of my it's one of my favorite things. One of my least favorite words.
Yeah, agreed.
So, but let's talk about a funnel.
Right.
when it comes to continuing ed and your recruiting. I'm assuming that this plays into the marketing and promotion that you were talking about.
Absolutely.
A little bit earlier as well. So tell us what you're thinking about here.
Yeah. So I'm talking about a funnel, and the word gets used. It's just exhausted. Right.
Yeah.
You and I have said that for a very long time. I don't know the first podcast we said that in, but it was a long damn time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. It's just exhausting.
Yes.
Right. Oh, but it's still true.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
It's not true, right? So absolutely, you should be using a funnel for your training. So you should be sending it out and saying, here's how you register. And that video I just talked about you making with the agent, that video goes on the top of that.
I like
the
it.
Course description goes underneath it, and and then register now for free. And then when they register, that funnel should automatically send them the information. Hey, thanks for registering. And then it should put them on some type of workflow so that it keeps up with who's actually coming, and it sends them the notifications and all of those things. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got, one of our, really quickly, one of our clients, Camille, she's got a sales meeting workflow, which just kind of keeps up with, telling everybody when the sales meeting is, and tells the staff to remember birthdays and all that kind of stuff. It's a really super cool. It's a really super cool workflow that we put together for her. And so what she did is she created another one. She talked to me yesterday, and she was like, "Hey Matt, I've got I have an event, 3 or 4 times a year. Can I make a workflow that's attached to a funnel for that?"
Yeah.
And I said, if you were not in New Mexico, I'd hug you through this phone call right now. I said, absolutely. I said, now all you have to do is just send that funnel to whoever's interested, or put it out there, and then it's going to take care of the rest of it, right?
Yep.
That's what needs to be happening with your training. That way they're getting, after the training is over, whatever the flyer was that was part of it, they should automatically get that. Whatever the follow-up is that they need to get the morning of to make sure they don't miss the Zoom link, they need to get that. Directions to your office where you're hosting the meeting, they should get that. That's set up one time, and it's going to constantly happen if your funnel is done the right way.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do when you have your next class, you literally just change a couple things and hit start and do the same exact thing again.
Yeah.
Now you're doing something efficiently, saving a tremendous amount of time, and doing it better with less hassle because you're leveraging a funnel for your training.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm just gonna throw this out here, right? Because I'm just super proud of it. The Brokerpreneur Hub, which is our platform, our recruiting platform, which is involved in all of our our daily masterminds that we have with our brokers and our Thursday mastermind for agents. You have capabilities of doing all these things, all these funnels and landing pages, right there within inside of it. If you guys would want to check those out, man, there's a link in the description below. You should maybe go check that out. Yeah.
And it's not things that you have to set up. We actually set those up for you. That's the crucial part, right?
Yeah,
You're not figuring out how to do a funnel.
That's exactly that's what we're here for. So, Matt, anything else before I put a little bow on it?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, guys, make sure that you go down into the comment section and leave us a comment. We would just like to know, what was the big takeaway maybe that you took from today. What was your favorite joke maybe that I said? Did you like Matt's one joke? Right? That he said, right? It's like we're 300 episodes in. Matt told a joke. I'm pretty pumped about it. I can't wait for the 600th episode.
I know, right? We'll let him chew on that joke till then.
There you go. Well, man, we got two in one podcast. I'm just like I'm dropping the mic.
And they keep getting worse as we go.
I'm dropping the mic right here, guys. Wherever you listen to this, on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, any of those platforms, hit that follow button. If you're watching us on YouTube, what's up? Hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell. You get notified every time we drop a new episode. Go to Brokerpreneur Podcast. Check out all the cool things that we have there. Schedule a 10-minute call with Matt, to see everything that we got going on there. Matt, we do this as well as everything that we do for one reason and one reason alone. Tell them what that is.
We just want to be part of your win.